transition into our first topic of the day, Jordan, which is big time review, because we always do the reviews up top now, for Zootopia 2 Second Zootopia.
Welcome to Partners in Crisis. I'm your therapy animal, Dr. Fuzzbee. Greg, we talked about that. What are we making Merlin? Uncomfortable. Yes. And Francine, Clark may be a mouse, but he is your partner first. And we have 2 new partners. Can you tell us about your journey to Dysfunction Junction?
Well, we've been official partners for 1 week. Happy anniversary. And we are functioning fine. Better than fine. And we did sort of save the city. So us being here kind of seems like a huge misunderstanding.
Notice how she answered first, did not allow her partner to speak, and taps her foot when she's suppressing discomfort. And observe the source of her discomfort, represented by the disconnected affectation of her emotionally insecure partner. But for now, we begin by greeting our teammate.
Now, we're going to talk about this in 2 fashions. We're going to talk about it just generally. No spoilers, because this is a Zootopia movie. There is shit to spoil. And then we will give you the warning. We'll say bunny earmuffs. And that will be your opportunity to put us on mute while we talk about the spoilers. That seem fair for everyone involved? Excellent. Now, so Jordan, general thoughts. How did you feel of this?
I had a lot of fun with this one. I laughed
so
a surprising
much fun.
amount. I had just a delightful good time. Like there, to the point where even just the theater experience, like, yeah, some of the kids were a little vocal, but they were having a good time.
Yeah,
And
right?
it was good to see kids having a good time with what I feel is a intellectually growing movie.
Is it?
It
We
has
talked
a,
about this. Is it better than
it
the
has
first
a,
one?
I have a hard time saying that for things that are good, because like the first one was also good and this one wouldn't exist without the first one.
Fair point. Fair point. Fair point.
So I have a hard time saying yes to that, because a lot of what makes this one good, and this is not spoilers necessarily, but this is just a general statement, but a lot of what makes this one good is the further development of things that were set up in the first one.
I
So like
agree.
the dynamic between Judy and Nick Wilde
So good.
is so good, but that's because they built it, like, because they have that first one as a foundation, they can go further and do more in
I
this
do
one.
have
So
criticisms, but that
it's
I
hard
think
for me to sum it up, and put a nice little bow on it. It's hard for me to say this is better, because a lot of what makes this better originates from the first one.
that is fair. I do have criticisms as it pertains to the first one, but I think they're kind of vaguely spoilery, so I think I will save them. But you're right. This movie's very funny. I don't know if it's funnier. I think it might be funnier than the first one. There's so many jokes in this. Like, they go by so fast. We're not going to get all of them because they go by so fast.
They go by fast enough that, like, I can't remember them all, but I know they were there.
There's so many jokes that if you're an animal lover, like if you love animals, there are so many jokes that are just good animal jokes. Like, there's so many better animal jokes in this movie than the first one, I would say. I would maybe say it's funnier than the first one, because there's so many just solid, like, I don't think this is a spoiler, but one of my favorite bits is, because in case you know, the plot of it is that Judy and Nick are on the run with the snake because they've been framed for a thing that the trailers didn't give away.
For a thing.
Yeah, the trailers didn't give away what the thing was, but they did give away that they were being framed. And there's a bit where they're being chased by the cops. And they're being chased by these hippo cops who are coming at them super fast. Like, they're super fast coming underwater. And it shows them underwater, and they're just running along the bottom. And the image of the hippo face coming at them, that's what it looks like when a hippo chases you. Like, I've seen enough videos of hippos chasing you that you're like, yeah, that's funny. That's a funny joke. Or like, yeah, the lizard. There's a little lizard character who he runs across. Like, he's played by Danny Trejo. And
and he
he's super
runs
serious.
across the water.
And there's a moment where he just flops across the water. Or there's a moment where there's a polar bear who just cracks open a Coke.
Or the koala with the four thumbs.
4 thumbs up. Yeah, that's funny. That was what's his face? Robert Furwin. Robert Furwin. Yeah, who's he's the travel agent for Australia, which is funny. But yeah, there's so many. Okay, I think we're gonna It's good. I
Bunny
was really,
earmuffs.
we might almost be at bunny earmuffs. The one thing I want to say, I was impressed by how busy this was. Still,
Yeah,
2 weeks
third
later,
week in, and it was like full.
it was like full. Now to be fair, that could be the theater we were at. That theater is a busier theater. It's not like our local theater. You know, it's a bit.
Yeah, but
But
still.
we've gone to a busy theater and we've been in an empty show before, so like that doesn't necessarily say anything. And it was a Saturday afternoon, so that. But still, like I was surprised that they weren't in. I don't know what other kids movies are out right now, but I was surprised that there were so many kids in there. That was legit impressive. That makes me happy because you want to see people out at the movie theaters.
Yeah,
Go
especially at movies that aren't just Moana 2.
right. This thing is yeah, it's a sequel, but it's got some depth to
It
it.
is
It's
a
like we said
sequel to
last week. It's got
Disney,
some
but
depth
like
to it.
yeah, it's got depth. And I think that was one thing that I really appreciated. So Bunny Irma
Yeah,
Bunny
I think we're at bunny earmuffs now. Now, bunny earmuffs, bunny earmuffs, bunny earmuffs. We good? We good. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
There is a
Good.
twist villain, and it's really obvious who it is because you've seen the first movie. They telegraph it really early, and I don't know. Maybe if you were a kid, it might get by you. I could see it maybe getting by you if you
I
were
could
a
see it
kid.
getting by it as a kid. I
But
could.
the bunny from the first one, we're gonna spoil the first one. The bunny from the first one, legit, it got me. That twist was way more effective in my opinion. Like, there's a lot of people who are critical of the
Bunny
Disney,
from the first one.
not the
You
bunny,
mean
the sheep. Sorry, the
the
sheep.
sheep?
Yeah, the sheep.
Mayweather.
Yeah, yeah. That legit caught me because I was expecting it to be the lion, and that's part of the themes of that movie. So I was
Yeah.
expecting him to be the bad guy, but it felt like the movie thought that it was being more clever with that twist than it was, and I just don't think it was.
Well,
it was
it
really he was
does,
just
like
way too nice
the reason
immediately.
the reason why the movie thinks that it's being cleverer than it is because it's trying to present this character. I don't remember what his name is. Peter, I think, or
I don't
whatever.
something like that. I just know he was
It's
played
something
by
really generic.
the whole movie. I was like,
Um,
is that Andy Samberg?
but the reason, like, what it's trying, or what I think it's trying to do, is it's trying to present this character who I'm gonna call Paul. It's trying to treat Paul like he's the carnivore version of Judy,
Yeah,
where he
yeah.
defies the
Absolutely.
expectations of what his family are like and what the people around him are like and what society says he's supposed to be. So the entire time you're supposed to be like, okay, so he's your classic, like he's a predator, but he's a good predator and he's a
Yeah.
good guy, and
But it's
this
just
he's
too
gonna be
nice
another Nick.
immediately for that. So you're like,
But like, yeah, if you've seen 10,000 kids movies like we have,
he's
it's
Hans, man.
they're tropes for a reason.
Yeah. Oh, that's another. There's so many funny background gags. The movies, the varying animal movies are funny.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
continuation from the
oh,
second one. The first one.
there's a couple of really specific references to.
Like there was Frozen
There was
2, there
Frozen
was
2. There's one point. One of the characters they run into is very specific. I didn't get that. I totally didn't get that. I think it's not the dad, but his siblings, Andy Samberg's siblings are Brenda Song and Macaulay Culkin.
Oh, are they? Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
get
I
that.
completely missed that.
That's funny.
I saw a clip of it later, and yeah. So yeah, it turns out that the son
I
of
mean, that's
the
like how Michael J. Fox is playing Michael the Fox, but they
that,
don't actually call him anything in the
that's
movie.
that's pretty funny. But yes, so the big twist is spoilers. That yeah, Andy Samberg, the son of the evil bad guys who are immediately reveal themselves as evil immediately with no hesitation. It turns out that he is also actually evil. You think that you think that they want you to think that snakes. It's a metaphor for racism again. They want you to think
Yeah,
that
I was
snakes
gonna say
are
that's kind of my one complaint is that it is kind of retreading the first one in that
a little
regard. First one,
bit,
people were prejudiced against the predators. In this one, they're prejudiced against the
but it's
reptiles.
also about colonization as well in this one.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. And it's about land and people who are native to land and um, people being
There's a
misunderstood.
couple, yeah, there's a couple points where there's some like deep, meaningful speeches that I'm like, man, this is really relevant to what's going on in our
Yeah,
world
yeah.
nowadays.
I mean,
And I'm like, it's good. That's good.
but it's also
More kids movies need to be able to have deep stuff like
absolutely.
that.
It's also a great movie if you're like a fan of snakes because it's a really
Yeah,
accurate representation of snakes. It's just frankly, snakes have
where
such a
they're not the bad guys, but people have for years
just
thought they
assume
were,
they
and
are, but no, a snake will never bite you. A snake won't bite
well,
you
not
unless you
never. It will. It You can never say
A
never,
snake will
but
only bite you for two reasons traditionally. The aggressive snakes don't really exist. They're a flight animal. They're not a fight animal.
yeah,
But
that I would agree with.
they will bite you for one of two reasons. They're either scared of you, or they think you're food.
Yeah.
And so like there's times where like I have a friend who she deals with snakes, and she said one got her really good because she didn't wash her hands properly, and her hands
And she
smelled like
smells
food.
like the mice.
And yeah, and so she was like, "That's not on the animal. That's on me. I didn't wash my hands properly. It's not their fault. They were just doing what they're programmed to do." And
Yeah.
that's a really good representation. If he's a really sweet guy, and snakes are really sweet animals. Like they're really really sweet. Like they'll just sit on you and just be chill. Like they're cool animals. They're like sharks in that they have just this phenomenally terrible um,
Not all
reputation.
snakes are created equal.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the thing. Some of
I
them, like some of the like garden snakes that you can find, are just this they're sweet little things. They're tiny little cute,
right.
adorable things that
It's
just why you can
funny
boop their
though.
snoot like any other animal.
Right? It's funny though because when I was watching it, I kept being like, you know what? There weren't any reptiles in Zootopia 1. There weren't any water animals in Zootopia 1. Like, not really. Not that I could think of. I don't think we saw any reptiles in that movie. So I just made me wonder, like,
I don't
was
think
that
so.
intentional or was that just a weird coincidence that they just played it? I do know that much like the first one because apparently the first one was like a completely different movie where Judy was like Nick's sidekick basically, and it was almost completely different. And then midway they changed everything. Apparently this was very similar where initially there was going to be a time jump. Between
Interesting. Well, I mean, there was a time jump.
well, not really like a major time jump. This was like a week
Mm.
later. That was really going to be like a couple years later, and they had been working together for a while. And I guess that would have been the
Don't they have it at the beginning of this where it's like they have the whole thing that happened in the first one, then it's supposed to be like a year or two later?
no, it's only a week later.
You sure?
Yes, positive. They say in the movie. He said it's 1 week later. It's been 1 week since we've been partners, or 2 weeks. So it's been a couple weeks. It hasn't been years. Because that was a big thing. There was an interview I saw Jennifer Goodwin talking about it, where she was like, initially it was, they wrote it so it was going to be multiple years later, but no, it's only a week. Pretty sure it was a week. It might be 2 weeks.
I believe you,
Um,
as far as you know.
I assumed you were looking it up.
As far as you know, I'm not.
Um, yes, the animation is stellar. I love the subtleties and Nick's expressions in the beginning. I love how he's just going through it. That's funny. What else? Is there anything else, Jordan? Anything else worth saying, talking about, mentioning?
I mean, there's a lot of strong acting. There's the secret end of credits thing, which sets up, spoiler alert, birds are the next thing.
Birds are the next thing. Um,
Because yeah,
oh, I
they
remember
don't
now.
they don't they don't live in Zootopia either. It also presents me questions with this world, like with this world. Like Zootopia is just one city that we spend a lot of time in, but like there's an entire rest of the world. What's that look like? Or is there like is New Orleans like run by fish people?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. I don't
Like,
know.
what does that look like? Like,
Um,
it wasn't really a thing until they said that like there are lizards and stuff that exist outside of Zootopia. I didn't think about the world outside of Zootopia
well, I mean, I
until
kind of did because the
that.
bunnies don't live in Zootopia.
They live close enough to Zootopia,
Close-ish,
though,
but like, yeah,
which is like it would be the equivalent of like, okay, Zootopia is like Memphis or like Austin, Texas, and like they live like an hour from Austin, Texas. So it's like
yeah.
it's
If
that kind of equivalent. So I'm like, I want to know, like, what does Canada look like?
Yeah. Well, now if I were to make a criticism, which I don't like doing about movies like this, it's a good movie. Go watch it with your kids. Like you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, yeah.
But if I were to be critical, I would say that I do think that Judy Hopps' arc is not good, or I should say, not as strong as Nick's. Nick Wilde gets a way better arc. His arc is way more complete, way more fulfilled. Her arc is
Yeah.
confused because initially she gets pulled aside by the bull chief or whatever, and he's
Well,
like,
yeah.
not every case is a
Bogo.
big Bogo. Yeah, not every case is a big hero case, and sometimes it's just a normal case. But every time, like she's constantly proven right throughout the movie, and she's just kind of a super cop who can just kind of seemingly do anything, and is right about everything, and all of her suspicions are correct. And there's not a payoff for this idea that like you don't need to be a hero. I guess maybe the payoff is her getting hit by the snake venom by Andy Samberg, I guess is maybe supposed to be.
Well,
But she does this thing where she goes to him and she's like, "You could be different," and he's like, "Nah, I can't," and then that never pays off in any way.
I think that kind of the idea with her was supposed to be that like because there's a point there where they both say their insecurities and they both say like what they're
Yeah, but it just doesn't. It's
avoiding,
not
and
as,
so I
her
think
part of it is not as strong for me.
I think like with her the idea is supposed to be like she had a hero bunny complex, so like everything had to be a knockout, like life-changing mission because she had to prove that she was just as good as everyone else. And by the end of the movie, she kind of comes to realize that that doesn't matter as much to her as her partner does. Which, as an aside, the fact that they kept saying my partner, and they didn't kiss at any point really bothered me.
Well, yeah, they seemed real nervous to go the romantic route, but they really wanted to.
They're really hinting at it really
to.
strongly.
They
Like
really want to, but they clearly are like, people are not gonna. It's gonna be a bridge too far. I think it's maybe what it is. People are gonna.
it's
be
just
weirded
it was
out by
driving it was driving me
Keep
crazy.
hinting at it the whole movie, and that nothing becomes
They
of it.
don't do anything with it.
But yeah, I just didn't think her character arc was as strong as his. I just didn't. think
No, it
was.
wasn't. But it wasn't. I would argue, that's hearing that he was supposed to be the main guy in the first one originally explains a lot because I would argue a lot of the plot of the first one revolves around him too.
A little bit, but not as much.
I don't know.
He was gonna be like initially. She's the main character of that first movie. This they share. Who's the main character? But she's the main character of that first movie. He's a supporting character in that movie.
I stand by what I said.
But yeah, it's good. But I don't. None of that matters. It's funny.
No, it's still great.
It's
It's still fantastic, funny,
like
clever,
that's
smart,
me.
enjoyable movie.
I hate accusing people of. But if I were to, that's me nitpicking. That's what that is. That's legit. Like. It's legit funny. It's funny. It's cute. It's a good time. It's clever.
And most
Your kids are gonna love
importantly
it.
for
It's not
me,
scary.
yeah, most importantly for me, it doesn't feel like it's dumbing down a generation.
Yeah.
Like a lot of kids movies lately have felt like that, where it's like, ooh, it's just shiny colors and pretty lights,
Yeah.
just to keep them entertained for the next like whatever. But like this actually feels like it has a point. It has something that it's trying to
I
say,
maintain they should
and
make
it doesn't dumb it down, but it also makes it approachable.
I maintain that even if you don't do, like it doesn't have the characters from the movie, they should do Law and Order, but it's Zootopia.
That was my idea.
I know, and I agree. They should do Law and Order, but it's Zootopia.
It writes itself.
Right. You don't need Nick and Judy. You can make original characters. You can make new characters.
No. Fuck that. Nick and Judy's actor and actress both came from TV. They can slum it.
I know, but I'm just saying if they can't slum it, they don't have the time or whatever. I'm just saying.
Heck, they don't even have to be in every episode.
Just make it generally.
Like if you have like a 10 episode season, then they're in 3 of the episodes, and the rest of the episodes can be a new character.
I was gonna say, do what Monsters Inc. did. Invent a new character. Boom. Problem solved. Solve the problem. Boom. Bada bing. Bada boom. Yeah. So I'm gonna give that a no. We don't do numbered ratings. I'm gonna give it a 4 foxtails out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a 8 bunny ears out of 10.
All right. The scale makes
I can't
no sense.
I can't give it 9 bunny ears because that's cruel, because that means that one of those bunnies was in a terrible accident and lost its bunnies, or lost its ear, and I just can't do that to the bunnies.
There's a malformed bunny out there somewhere, and I just can't.
I can't do that. That's just not. I couldn't live with that on my conscience.
That's it. That's our review for Zootopia. Go check it out. We're 3 weeks too late, but who cares? It's a good movie. Who needs to be algorithmically relevant to the Disney always does well. I'm sure this video will do well no matter what. Hey there, everybody. It's Endcard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. Yeah, I know we're like 3 weeks late to Zootopia 2. Who cares? This movie was good. Did you like this movie? Did for some reason you not like this movie? I don't know how you couldn't. But regardless, let me know your thoughts down in the comments down below. But in the meantime, if you'd like to see the full podcast that this is from, our first show of the year, our The Day You Were Born special, you click the box on the left. Or if you just want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave this video a like. That helps us out too. We will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.